Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Samson and the Jawbones podcast with your hosts, Danny, Sean, John, myself, the Duggernaut. We're here with a Super Bowl preview podcast, special edition, extra luxe. Gentlemen, good evening. How are you?
What does extra luxe mean?
Like super luxurious. Like you don't even know how good this is going to be.
Can I open
like hotel sheets?
Open this up with some sad news.
Wow, I guess.
Jeez,
it's only partially. It's disappointing news.
Only my left testicle.
So Sam, being the good league mate that he is,
Yeah.
got the
he's
trophy.
not coming back.
Got the trophy engaged and shipped it to me so I can try to get
got
it.
engaged?
He got
with
it
the
engaged to the trophy.
Sam
What a
is
lead
married
mate.
to the
Engraved. He got it engraved and shipped it to me so I can get it to Luke. And like a lot of times we'll bring it to the Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
However, UPS or USPS or whoever it was like crushed the box and broke the top of the trophy.
No.
So Sam shipped it to me like 2 weeks ago. So I've been meaning to get it to the trophy store like a mile from my house for the past 2 weeks, and I have not gone yet because life has just been a little crazy. So I'm hoping to go to the trophy store tomorrow, but I do not know if it will be ready in time for the Super Bowl party. But that's on me. That's not on Sam. Sam gave me several weeks. My life's just been
No,
insane.
I mean, technically, this is on UPS, not on either one of you two.
Or
yes.
USPS. We're not sure.
But Sam's like, Sam's like, oh, you can do this. You
FedEx.
can do this. So I was like, yeah, I just haven't had the time to do it. But I just wanted to let you know, Sam got it engraved. He sent it to me. I have not had time to get it fixed.
How bad is it? Can we see it?
It's downstairs. I'm not going to go there right now.
So many stairs.
So
Like, if it's not bad, I say we keep it as is.
no, the top of the trophy,
Great.
the guy sitting in the armchair broke off. So you have the
The
base,
entire guy or just his head?
the entire guy.
Okay,
I don't know
that
why,
changes.
but I also thought it was just his head.
No.
Yeah.
Like the weak point is where it attaches to the base, and
No, that
essentially
makes-
the little pedestal broke.
That makes complete
that
sense.
is my weak point too.
To be fair, we all have a trophy with a head broken off, I'm sure.
Could could we just glue it ourselves?
Yeah.
I tried. No, the pieces are all messed up.
Well, thanks for starting us off on a real bummer note, Dan.
Well, I do what I can.
I'm so embarrassed, but also so proud. A little bit. As you can see by this PowerPoint I've put together, I have a special agenda for tonight's podcast. Danny's life's been a little hectic, so I sat down for a solid 15 minutes with my friend ChatGPT and worked out, I think, the best potential Super Bowl
The
preview
Chat
podcast.
GPT put together this.
No,
PowerPoint?
graphics are provided by the built-in, you may see, PowerPoint's designer feature up here. Mm-hmm. It's pretty spectacular.
I've used it many times for youth.
So that's you can enjoy. And let me tell you, it only gets worse from here.
Okay.
I will say that ChatGPT AI summaries of the group text have been very helpful today.
All right. There
I feel
you
like
go.
I haven't missed much.
Good. So I want to say for our listeners that my co-hosts do not know what the agenda is. They have not seen this rundown. We're going to tackle each of these topics with ferocity, with bravery and virility. And
And
before
with chartreuse.
oh, nice, look at that. I have a black Manhattan on
So
my side.
I'm
Enjoying
going to be
that.
honest. When you held
I
up
don't
that
see
glass, I did not realize it was leather wrapped. I thought that puppy was filled to the brim. I was like, "Wow, Sean having himself a quadruple tonight."
Cheers.
Big day.
This pint glass was filled to the top of the cocktail because
No,
I was trying to empty a few bottles.
Christmas gift. They are. I don't know if I can get the lighting right, but they are engraved with my initials.
Oh, that's
Or
cool.
like stitched leather with my initials.
Just like Emily's ovum.
Hopefully, TBD.
All right, so before we jump into the Super Bowl preview, gentlemen, a quick recap of the fantasy.
I heard it was a chair.
Biggest regrets, biggest moments, things you feel proud or embarrassed about in our fantasy season. What comes to mind when you reflect on the 2024 Samson and the Jawbones fantasy league?
I think my proudest moment is for you, Doug.
Oh,
This is a great season for the Duggernaut. Worst to not quite first. It was very impressive.
it's true. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that.
I think I discovered something that John has known for years. This season, I have discovered that famous Jameis Winston is a national treasure, and needs to be protected at all costs. He should be a starting quarterback for until he can still walk. He should always be mic'd up. His interview skills are unparalleled.
Unparalleled. Yes.
I love Jameis more than I ever thought I would. That's what I discovered this year.
It's true. You know, the Dolphins are in desperate need of a real backup quarterback, and every night, like, these articles come out, you know, backup quarterbacks available. Like, Jameis Winston is always listening. I'm like, yes.
Did you hear that he asked Saquon where he should be quarterback next year?
I did not.
And Saquon responded, I think the Giants need a quarterback, or I think New York needs
That's rich.
And it's like, oh, I'm here for it. And even for fantasy, Jameis just chucking it down to Malik Neighbors all day? Yes, thank you, please.
And John, correct me if I'm wrong, he's going to be like a sideline correspondent or something with the Super Bowl?
I think he already has been. Like, so CBS, I guess, has employed him to like do like the media coverage run before the Super
Building
Bowl.
Up to the Super Bowl.
Are they going to put him on the sideline? Maybe. Are they going to do that during the Super Bowl though? No,
Probably
no,
not.
They're not. I don't think they're.
I did see something that he thanked the crab leg situation for giving him so much like interview material. He's amazing.
I would love to see him paired up with Aaron Andrews. I think that would be gold.
He was chucking W cookies to people for people to catch a W.
I love it. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
He's amazing.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, what's initial impressions about this matchup? Chiefs, Eagles, how do we feel? America's indifferent, I feel like.
I don't know that I have cared less about a Super Bowl in my lifetime.
Wow.
In like my conscious football watching lifetime.
But
no real interest in the game.
Sean, but you probably couldn't tell us what you did last week, let's be honest.
No, not at all.
So.
But like all that to say, the Chiefs are bland. Like they're good, but they're bland.
Breaking news: two-time defending Super Bowl champion with greatest quarterback of this generation is bland.
Let me say the Chiefs have not been as explosive offensively this year as they have in the past. That's not that's not to say they're not good.
Their way to the Super Bowl.
They're just not as exciting. That being said, it's.
I didn't say they were the most exciting team. We didn't pick them, right? We'll get to our bracket in a minute, but I mean, they still have some of the most like storylines surrounding them. They're going for a three-peat. We haven't ever seen that in the Super Bowl era, I think.
We all know there's one storyline surrounding them that people care about, and it's Taylor Swift. That's the only reason they're in the Super Bowl. The NFL's rigged. You know this. Let's just bring it out.
We were this close last year to going to double overtime, and that one executive who was trying to make a joke would have looked ridiculous because he said he saw the. I mean, we were this close, everyone.
That would have been amazing.
To add to the Chiefs storyline, Travis Kelce, I think I saw 3 receptions away from breaking Jerry Rice's playoff or Super Bowl reception record.
That's crazy.
So could happen in this Super Bowl.
I'm rooting for the Chiefs because I'd like to see the Chiefs do the three-peat, which seems so unprecedented, way more than I'd like to see the Eagles win anything as a Cowboys fan.
Wow. Fair enough.
So that's what my take was. That's what it is. But I'd rather 2 different teams be here. So
all right. Go ahead, John.
John, did you give your
this in the group chat earlier this week? But what I'm most excited about for the Super Bowl is actually the halftime show, and more specifically, John.
Save that. There's halftime show topic in here.
Okay, never mind.
Save your
Hold
halftime
that
show.
thought. Let's just say halftime show.
Okay,
John.
I
reflection
am excited about the flag football game the most. I am secondarily excited about another segment we're going to get to later, so we can't talk about it now. But it's really hard not to talk about later segments when we don't know what they are. Maybe we should keep it rolling.
That's fair. Let's keep it going.
Also,
so
I'm out for flag football this year, guys.
What?
What?
You're the ref.
Yeah, my knee is currently wrapped in ice. So.
Are you gonna ref? Are you gonna come so you can make decisions?
I plan on I plan to make decisions. Yes, I plan on being there. I just won't be able to play football.
No, you're the ref now. It has to be.
Let's talk about.
I'm gonna call so many penalties on John. How John's gonna be so mad.
Look. What? He's the ref. What can you do?
There's no way John's not mad. Don't worry.
I'm gonna bring some cash and I'm gonna label it Chiefs and I'm just gonna give it to Danny.
Whoever wears red, that's who's winning.
John, take us through our bracket. How did we do as a podcast, brain trust?
Well, I look at the top and I see a lot of X's, which means we got a lot of those wrong. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wrong. I mean, we were about 500. That's not terrible. It's just we didn't get anything right after a while, and that's kind of the rough spot. Did we predict upsets? Yes, we did. We saw the Commanders over the Bucks. That happened. Did we predict some of the closest games correct? Yes, we did. We had the Bills over the Ravens. That happened. Did we get anything else correct? Not at all.
How much better of a Super Bowl would Lions-Bills have been?
Lions-Bills, everyone would have been excited.
Appointment TV.
Everyone would have been excited. Our Super Bowl was more fun. And I think that's where we screwed up. We said this is what I'd like to happen, and that influenced our picks. We didn't think, wait, the game is rigged, the script is out, the Chiefs are. We know the Chiefs are supposed to get back to the Super Bowl. They've been there 5 times in the last 6 years.
I mean, we picked the 1 and 2 seed to make the Super Bowl, just the wrong 1 and 2 seeds.
The wrong ones. That's because we're a bunch of idiots. That's our problem.
That's fair.
That's our problem.
I think this is actually proof that the NFL is not scripted, because this would have been must-see television. This would have been a great Super Bowl.
You think people aren't going to watch the Super Bowl, though?
Yeah, no, I think no one's showing up this year.
Yes. Empty crowd.
Do you? Yeah. So do you legitimately think?
I will say. I mean, ad. So I saw some that ad revenue, like the cost of a Super Bowl ad, is significantly less than it's been in years past. That tells you.
I feel like every year they're like, this is the most people that have ever watched. I don't know if that's going to be true this year. I'm genuinely curious.
Can we buy,
I'm not saying that millions and millions of people won't watch. Like, they're still going to have a huge audience. I'm just curious if it's going to be like record breaking like it typically is every year. Doug, are you unsharing and sharing your screen multiple different times?
I sure am.
Okay.
Just to anger John.
Yeah,
Doug,
just to build up that John anger before.
Well, I got to switch between my PowerPoint. I didn't have a chance to throw the stuff in the PowerPoint.
Just alt tab.
Doug, you're in marketing.
Sure. That's the rumor.
Those numbers are just made up anyway, right? Like, you can literally, like, it's a different metric of this is the most watched for this reason. Like, it's always going to be the most watched, and then the fine print is going to be some obscure.
Sure.
Like, it's just made up.
On years that end in 25, this is the most people that have watched the Super Bowl.
Fair.
The Super Bowl stats are baseball stats. They're just made up. Wow. Like, whenever it's 70 degrees and sunny outside, this guy who bats left-handed against left-handed pitchers.
All right, pivoting out of Sean's conspiracy theories, back to the PowerPoint. Gentlemen, first topic, QB battle, Mahomes versus Hurts. I don't know why there's that extra period in there. I'm going to get rid of it. Okay. Who you got?
Just who's
talent or cool
who's overall better? Mahomes.
Yeah.
He's like
Mahomes.
like
Mahomes is
and this isn't even a knock on Hurts. It's just the fact that Mahomes is in the argument for best QB of all time, and Hurts isn't there yet. Yes, John.
Who will have more fantasy points in this game?
Ooh.
That might be Hurts.
That might be Hurts.
In our league, because we get first down points. Push.
In a standard ESPN league.
I think in almost any league, Hurts is going to score more points because of the rushing.
No, I tend to think it's Hurts.
And to our point, the Kansas City offense has not been as explosive. Sorry for running over you, John.
You're good. I saw a really good stat that there's a decent amount of people in Vegas based on where they have wagered their money. That
Doug editing in real time.
Doug editing in real time.
Fixing some of the formatting
just
issues.
Because it bothers him, not for any of the viewers.
Oh, that's terrible. That's worse.
Poor John can't make a point.
Oh, you know what? Go ahead, John.
Vegas thinks Mahomes is going to rush the ball a decent amount this game. Keep that in mind for later.
How much better is that? You're not even...
For a later segment.
You got to admit, this is better.
I honestly can't even remember what it looked like.
What's next segment?
All right. That was good. Good chat about Mahomes versus Hurts.
Why does it say Mahomes versus Huns? The kerning between the R and the T is really terrible, Doug.
Okay.
Kerning.
Key players to watch. I'm keeping the old topic up.
So
in the matchup breakdown, key players to watch. John, who do you think the key players to watch other than Mahomes and Hurts?
It's with a K.
In this game.
My MVP pick. Well, no, I can't talk about that. That's the betting segment. It's later on.
Oh, okay.
But this
The
person's
spacing
going
between
to.
letters or characters in a piece of text.
Oh, we had a Sean Learn Something segment. It's been a while.
I feel like Sean knew it from contextual clues.
No idea.
All right.
Saquon Barkley is the most important player in this game, more so than Mahomes, more so than Hurts. Because if Saquon Barkley is just poof, vanish, he goes to Uganda to feed people and be a missionary for just Super Bowl Sunday because he's a great individual. That's great because we're not going to wish injuries on him, right? So we wish something even better. If he's not in this game, Philadelphia loses by a ton, and Mahomes doesn't have to be good, and Hurts isn't good enough to make up for it. If Saquon Barkley is really good, it's going to be too much of a team effort that the Chiefs, on the back of one man, will not be able to make up. If Saquon goes over 100 yards, Philadelphia wins, and all of this is going to matter in a future segment.
Oh, I love it. I love the tease. Well done.
So I would agree with John. I was going to go with Saquon Barkley because
You have to choose somebody else now.
Yes, correct. So I'm going to pivot in a kind of different direction. I'm going to say Cam Jurgens. I believe he was the guard for the Eagles, but now having to play center because their center got hurt, and then he got hurt and was playing injured in the last game. And last I heard, he was like a full participant in practice. But I think if he goes down in the game, like if Chris Jones just runs him over and he's done for the game, that heavily impacts both. Are you editing real time?
I'm just picking some new design options. Do you like it better when they're the same color or different color? I'll stop.
That's awesome.
I think if Cam Jurgens goes down, that the Eagles are in real trouble with Saquon and with Hurts, and it would hurt a lot of things there.
Hurts a
So
lot of things.
I'm gonna say Cam Jurgens.
Cam Jurgens, love it.
In an effort to not also say Saquon, because what John said is kind of what I was going to say. I'm going to go with Xavier Worthy because whenever the Chiefs do have big plays, it tends to be a boom or bust reception by Xavier Worthy. So,
what
John's
college
point about
did he
getting
go
100
to,
plus
Sean?
yards,
Xavier Worthy?
he went to the University of Texas,
wanna
which is also in
throw
part
that
why I
out
picked him. If he gets over 100 yards, I think that's something to watch out for.
Oh, we're not to that section yet.
I'm going to go with Travis Kelce. Here's why. Maybe not the reason you're thinking. If Travis Kelce goes out, like if he has it, or if he has a great game,
Gets over 100 yards.
have 100 yards, breaks Jerry Rice's record, the Taylor Swift cutaways will be monumental. So I think if he has a mediocre game, the cutaway shots will stay on various celebrities looking confused, things like that. But if he has a blow-up game or gets injured, it will become Taylor Swift central. So I think he's a key player to watch.
Do you think
For our
that
viewers.
So
Travis
you're
Kelce could win
saying-
the MVP?
Sure. Why not?
Because he has much better odds than any of the quarterbacks or anything.
Does he really?
I feel like Mahomes are hurt. Mahomes and Barkley are the top runners like right now.
Travis Kelce has better odds to win the MVP than Mahomes or
Well,
Hurts?
we'll talk about it later, Danny.
Later
Ooh, I
segment.
love
Later
it.
segment. Later segment.
Later segment. All right, moving on.
I hope that segment never happens now.
I'm going to look for a better design on this one. Here, this looks promising.
Oh, this is the one.
All right, so third thing,
yeah.
final score predictions, but I want you to give me some weird reasons behind why you picked those numbers.
Of course.
I'm going to go with 13-13 in honor of Dan Marino.
You think the Super Bowl is going to end in a tie?
You
13-13,
can't.
yes.
Do you think they're going to win?
All right.
Okay, 13-26.
Did you
in
not
honor of
think
Dan
that one
Marino.
through?
Doug went first and got it wrong on a prediction that hasn't happened yet.
Did I mention this was a pint glass full of alcohol?
Okay. No. So Doug, he said what
Was
he
it
said.
Donovan McNabb? I didn't know the game could end in a
Doug
tie.
and Donovan McNabb are both unaware of the rules.
We got to fix this. First
Okay.
of all. Okay.
Danny, what do you think?
I think it's gonna be 14-5.
Okay.
Because there's
Ooh.
the Eagles are gonna get a safety, but then Cam Jurgens gonna get hurt, and they're not gonna be able to move the ball and just get a field goal, and then Kansas City's gonna score 2 touchdowns, and it's just gonna be a boring piece of crud Super Bowl.
Do you remember a couple of years ago when the first play of the game was a safety and it won somebody like
some crazy
$18 billion or something?
Money, yeah.
What if? Are you saying that's going to happen this year, Danny? Are you saying
I'm
the
not saying
first
the
play
first.
of the game?
I'm not.
Danny,
I
are you
wasn't
saying the
predicting-
first play
Sure.
of the
Yep.
game
That's
is going
exactly
to
what I'm saying.
Whoa!
I heard it here first, ladies and
Wow.
gentlemen.
and the Eagles are going to get that safety,
The Eagles are going to get the safety, yes, because their defense is going to play.
and they're
going to
lose 14-5.
Correct.
Okay.
I believe that fills the prompt better than 13-13.
I mean, you are more correct by default than Doug.
I did amend to 13-26 to let the record show.
Sean, what do you think?
Did you even
Mine
say
is
who gets the
easy.
26 and who gets the 13, Doug?
He did not. He did not.
I don't think it matters.
Doesn't say final winner.
Mine is easy. I think is a little bit more clear. I'm going 21-15.
Okay.
No touchdowns.
No.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Final answer.
That would be
Okay.
amazing.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Okay. The only thing I could think of to try to top that is a 1-0 extra point that doesn't go right, but it goes out the end zone, but it doesn't get to count for 2, so you do get to kick it one time because you can score 1 point on its own in football.
What?
Bill Belichick talked about it one time, and he knows all those rules. That happens, and then the other team doesn't get anything. 1-0. That's my final prediction. Which again, I want you to remember is more correct than Doug's prediction.
Of the most accurate to least accurate. I'm going to go Sean, me, John, and then, yeah, that's it.
Once again,
Yeah.
that's good. Let me just fix this headline before we move on. Okay.
Can we upload the PowerPoint somewhere where everybody else can see the PowerPoint when you're done with it too?
Yeah, heck yeah, man. I'm proud of this work. All right, next section.
You do
Kansas-
know this
Go
is
ahead.
the podcast we're actually going to put on public YouTube.
I love it. The public needs to know this.
You have
Okay.
to pick bold condensed for your PowerPoint
Kansas
title.
City versus
Can
Philly.
you do wingdings, please?
One of my favorite and Sam's least favorite ever podcast episodes was our San Francisco, Kansas City preview podcast, where we learned that one of the top foods in Kansas City is the, gentlemen, altogether,
Loose
meat sandwich. Why does Sam hate that podcast? That podcast is just nothing but gold.
That's something for you to take up with him. But this year we have two cities with potentially competing foods. They're both, I believe Sean pointed out, both a version of a loose meat sandwich. But Kansas City barbecue versus Philly cheesesteaks. Gentlemen, where are you at?
Narrow down barbecue. You have to narrow it down.
So
Kansas
I
City
was actually going to
barbecue.
do that. I've thought about this a lot. Kansas City, I think, are the pioneers of the burnt ends. So I think if you're going barbecue, it's burnt ends.
Burn
Hold
ends,
on.
Tends to
Kansas City.
Whenever
barbecue.
Sean makes a bold statement, John's like, "Let me Google this."
Let's make this a mostly meaty minutes. Kansas City, Sean, I believe Sean is correct, is known for kind of originating the burnt ends.
I have a 36-inch
23
black
minutes.
stove.
Tends to be a sweeter barbecue than, say, Texas, which is very pepper heavy and tends to be more savory and hot. So a tend to sweeter ribs, burnt ends, that kind of stuff. Versus, of course, the famous Philadelphia cheesesteaks, of which I had the two competing origins of it last summer. So
I'll go ahead and say cheesesteaks, one of the greatest sandwiches ever. I love cheesesteaks. Such a fantastic sandwich. I will also say, I once had to go to Iowa, but to fly to Iowa, I needed a connecting flight to get to Des Moines. So instead of going to Iowa, we flew to Kansas City and then drove to Des Moines because that was cheaper and easier, and then the kids got to be in the car more and don't worry about connecting flights and whatnot.
yeah.
So we stopped in multiple places to try Kansas City barbecue, and I was disappointed in all of them.
Wow.
I was very much like whelmed at best. Like we're as opposed to like to give context, like when we went to Goldie's in Texas. Oh my gosh, that's like I will
still
never
talk about
like
it.
it's so good. Like it's like even thinking about it now, it's like, oh man, like I need to get back there. It's yeah, like core memory worthy. Where Kansas City's barbecue was just all meh. It like there wasn't anything about it that was like stood out in any way. It wasn't bad. It's not like, oh, this is gross or this is. It was just like, yeah, okay. So for me, cheesesteaks by a landslide compared to the barbecue that I had in Kansas City.
John?
Henry Perry is considered the father of Kansas City barbecue. He was one of the first black entrepreneurs in Kansas City to sell barbecue commercially. He would do it out on the side of his barn. He would wrap the barbecue in newspaper and sold it by the slab for 25 cents, which tells me it was ribs. So Kansas City originated barbecue-wise, sweeter sauce, but originated with ribs, technically on the side of a shed, wrapped in newspaper.
No, I'm just saying Kansas City created burnt ends. I'm not saying that was like the very first barbecue that they had. Burnt ends as a dish was created in Kansas City.
And I think if you check the tape, I said ribs.
Arthur Bryant, the owner of Arthur Bryant's Barbecue in Kansas City, Missouri, is credited with popularizing burnt ends.
I mean, he's credited. John, should I bring up the Slatnell article at this point? Is this a good place for that?
I mean, I think this
is... Real quick, it is important. I agree wholeheartedly with Danny. Cheesesteak is better. Cheesesteak is the right answer.
Then barbecue? Then barbecue?
Then Kansas City barbecue. We're talking about barbecue in Kansas City.
Absolutely.
Do you guys not like
compared to like
barbecue?
Goldie's? No, I went there and the barbecue was whelmed.
Sweet barbecue.
Maybe you just didn't have a good one.
I will tell you that burnt ends are generally my favorite form of barbecue, so that's very tough. But if I'm only eating one for the rest of my life, I'm picking a cheesesteak over a burnt end or a rib.
Here's real quick. The ends of the brisket were trimmed off and discarded because they were too thin to use in sandwiches. The ends were given to customers waiting in line as a free snack. Customers liked the burnt ends so much, they asked for them to be added to the menu.
Something free they started charging for. That's
lobster was originally served to prisoners. Like some of the delicacies in the world.
Danny, you should know that Visit Kissimmee for several years has had a whelmed campaign. That has been their campaign, that you can go to Kissimmee and be whelmed.
Really? That's pretty 100%. Fantastic.
Lobster originally served to prisoners. Yes. Lobster was commonly fed to prisoners, slaves, and apprentices in colonial times because it was so plentiful and inexpensive. It was considered garbage meat, end quote.
Yep.
John, do you want to tell us about the Slatnell article?
Yeah, this is from the Orlando Slatnell, everyone's least favorite newspaper. You should not subscribe, and all of this has been taken and reposted ad nauseum without their advertisements in it, so that they get nothing from this, and it only hurts them. So this is an article.
I've literally lobbed into my subscription. But it is work related.
You disgust me. So this is an article that the Slatnell wrote about the two warring foods. I thought that was just very appropriate. That we originally had this idea, and so then they actually stole this idea from us and wrote a whole article about it. And did you see what they decided was like?
It is interesting that they did ribs.
You go ahead.
So,
Primrose Lanes is good, by the way.
Did you see what they decided was their definitive answer?
No, I did not.
They didn't make one because they're the Slatnell. They're the worst newspaper of all time. This was a waste of time just looking at their website.
Can I say their photographer for the barbecue was better than whoever did their photography for the cheesesteaks?
Who photographed their cheesesteaks?
I don't know.
And that cheesesteak looks like it's from
this
Quiznos. Like,
yeah.
What are we doing?
This is La Spada's, which I can say La Spada's is great. If you haven't been to La Spada's in Orlando, it's worth the trip.
What about the Sanford location?
Whatever. I don't think I've been to the one in Sanford. Is it in Sanford?
Why is there a sandwich just sitting on that yellow thing there?
I've been to Orlando.
About?
Yeah.
Hinckley's Fame Deli Desires. I love Deli Desires. Highly recommend. And Hinckley's Famous Meats. I haven't been there yet, but I've heard good things. So, 3 out of 5. I will recommend.
I do appreciate that they're like, hey, here's the food from these cities that you can find locally.
Yeah. Too bad John hates them.
Orlando's going to Orlando, but the Slatnell is terrible. So.
You know, all of
Doug, I will agree with you about Primrose Lanes.
Primrose Lanes is a lot of fun. It's worth going. All of my PR friends at Universal would appreciate you. All right, next up.
Wait, Doug, did you make a choice? Because John said barbecue. Me and Sean said cheesesteak.
Yeah, it's the Mostly Meaty Minute where we talk about barbecue every week. How is everyone turning on barbecue all of a sudden?
It's specifically Kansas City barbecue.
You want to put some meat in a bread sandwich? We can do that with barbecue, guys. Come on over.
I will say, Kansas City ribs specifically are because that's what I like sweet. I like sweet ribs. Are delicious. But man, I love a cheesesteak. Ugh. But I will say, I have never had a cheese. Like, I feel like there's a lower ceiling for a cheesesteak. Like, there's barbecue that will change your life, like Goldie's.
Yes.
And cheesesteaks, like, I've never had a cheesesteak where I'm like, oh my gosh, I want this for the rest of my life. Like if you were like, if you had to choose between one of these two,
is higher too for a cheesesteak.
I'll finish. That's fine. If you had to choose one of these, like death row meals,
I wish I could edit this slide while Doug's talking.
What did you do to get on death row?
Like, you don't need to know. That's fine. I would go barbecue, but man, I do love a good cheesesteak. And Zaxby's just added some chicken cheesesteaks to their menus, and it's not bad. I'm going to say for fast food cheesesteaks.
John did effectively say that he would pick a McRib over a cheesesteak. Let it be known.
No. I said barbecue, not
you
McRib.
said you could take the barbecue of Kansas City and put it between bread. So you said a McRib is better than a cheesesteak.
The people of Kansas City do not like
the people
you
of
right now.
Kansas City.
Yeah, the people of Kansas City. John and I are going to be doing a mostly meaty minutes this weekend, or mostly meats this weekend. So there's a little tease. So I'm going to go with the Kansas City ribs over cheesesteaks. Chicken, though, yeah, it's true. We're doing chicken.
Wait, did you say you're doing Kansas City chicken?
And mystery meat.
Yeah, wait, that's to come. There's more segments to come, guys. Underrated. I don't know if there's an answer to this. This was a ChatGPT thing. I don't know. Are there any underrated Kansas City Philly food items? I will throw one out. I've had a Philly cheesesteak egg roll. I don't remember where.
Ooh, yeah.
But it was pretty good. I won't lie. But I don't think that's you'll find in Philadelphia. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm trying to do a quick
KC
search
Masterpiece barbecue sauce, which I don't think exists anymore.
we can move on from this one pretty quickly because I feel like it's lame.
Can I give you a
egg rolls plus how to make video?
There you go.
Can I give you my favorite random food adjacent Philly information?
Sure, why not?
It's
Pennsylvania.
During the last Super Bowl, when Philadelphia was in the Super Bowl, and the cops were given Crisco to grease up the poles so people wouldn't climb the poles.
Look, we've all greased the pole.
Danny, you have a visitor.
I will say,
Caleb,
he's
what's
close.
up?
Caleb, you want to say hi?
Stay clothed. This is going to be the public version. Hey, buddy.
The underrated thing for me is, fun fact, the coffee brand La Colombe, I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly.
I know it.
But you know what? They are headquartered in Philadelphia, and they're very good.
Yeah, no, I like their cold brew.
And the reason that I know that is because whenever Stuart and I went to Philadelphia in college, he was supposed to meet a girl there for a date, and she stood him up. So sorry, Stu, but that memory lives on forever in my heart. In my defense, I was in Mexico.
You just told a story about Stu getting stood up?
Poor guy.
Next segment.
Nice guy. All right, last one of the food battle. What's the ideal Superbowl party menu?
Superbowl?
Yeah, whatever.
That's in Atlanta, and it's got the Michael Jordan of strippers.
It's over by the Victory.
That's where Pole Assassin works.
What'd you guys put on your
Isn't
ideal
that the monkey's
Super Bowl
name?
party menu?
No, that was the lady. I don't remember the monkey's name. So, Doug, we think an appetizer, main, and
The
dessert?
question is wide open.
Okay. So, appetizer is for sure twofold: buffalo chicken dip
Gia.
and
The monkey's
pigs in
name was
blankets
Gia.
/ mini corn dogs. Yeah, there you go, Gia.
So, what was the second one there?
Mini corn dogs / pigs in blankets, whichever one
Pigs
you
in a
prefer.
blanket,
Dealer's
sure.
choice.
Yeah.
Entree, absolutely wings. To me, like that is got to be the choice. And then for dessert, let's say some cheesecake. It's a big day. We got to celebrate. Let's go cheesecake.
Who has room for dessert at a Super Bowl party?
I do.
Anybody who tries hard enough.
John, are you going to make a John Strosity this weekend, by the way, for the Super Bowl party?
Ooh.
If he asks nicely.
Please.
Yeah, edit. Sean Strosity, dessert choice.
That's a poop. I'm gonna go with a good, and I specify good, spinach artichoke dip because I feel like a lot of times parties get like off the shelf poor man's spinach artichoke dip.
Yeah, none of the Tostitos cans or
Yeah. Give me a good.
Your Honor, the Super Bowl is not a day for vegetables.
Fair enough.
Same with I don't know if this has already been said, but a good buffalo chicken dip.
Sean did
That
go
was
Buffalo.
my pick.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
And then, I mean,
and
you
mini
say
corn
wings.
dogs.
You say wings for entree. Why can't we just include pizza and wings? Are they not cousins?
No.
I mean, the
100%.
ideal Super Bowl party
Kissing
menu
cousin.
is a little bit of everything. So yes, absolutely.
One of my
But specifically, if I have the choice, I'm probably going exclusively wings.
All right, I have a question for you guys. You've just played flag football. You're dehydrated. You have pizza. You have wings. You have.
beers.
So that was
Yeah,
going to be my
Miller
question.
Lite.
What is
Next
the
question.
drink of choice? What is the drink of choice
like
for
a Michelob Ultra, like something just light and refreshing. It's
Bud
almost
Light
water.
Lime?
I'm gonna walk to the closest cooler I see. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna stick my hand in there and hopefully find something appealing that's not Gatorade. I'm gonna
Coors
pull
Heavy.
out and look what's there. If it's not Gatorade, I'm gonna drink it. It's that easy. Just whatever's
Mango
there.
cart.
I feel like this is a good. Mango Kart's a good call. I feel like this is a good time to bring up the fact that I believe John and Danny, both of you are big Bud Light Lime fans. Is that correct?
John Miller Chill fan back when Miller Chill was a thing, which is Miller's answer to Bud Light Lime.
I always liked Bud Light Orange.
I will. Oh, Bud Light Orange was disgusting. Bud Light Lime, I probably haven't had in 5
years.
plus. Yeah, maybe 10 years. But it was I'm on my old Weber outside in full sun barbecuing and need a cool drink, and the Bud Light Lime would hit the spot like nothing else.
They still sell
I
it.
will say.
Apparently,
Do
they still sell it. So.
Yeah, no, but full sun on my front porch at the townhome, 100 degrees outside. Give me that Bud Light Lime.
What was that like Bud Light, like ice? Like with the penguin doobie doobie doo. What was that ice?
Hold on, let me see. Bud Ice, doobie doobie doo.
Well,
you,
John, Doug, while John's looking this up, what is
Yes.
your
Bud
Super
Ice.
Bowl party menu? So you said spinach and artichoke dip. What else we got?
Yeah, well, one of my favorite things I've had at a Super Bowl party was actually back when we used to do the Gower Super Bowl parties back in the day when he lived in St. Cloud.
Ooh, the stuffed pizza.
Well, he would get cheese pizza, and I would put the buffalo chicken dip on the cheese pizza.
Obviously.
Gentlemen,
Obviously.
that's worth.
1995 was the doobie doobie doo commercial. So
Doobie
just
doobie
let that
doo.
sink in.
Cuban sliders.
I would
I
want
feel like Cuban sliders also
Cuban
strong.
sliders.
But
Laura,
now we're just naming things that we like to eat. Like, oh yeah, that's delicious too. Throw that in
You
there.
lost me.
Like,
You lost me.
I believe you
tell
just
her to
described the
not
Super
come
Bowl party,
running.
John.
I need to tell Laura that she doesn't need to come in here.
John, what's your ideal
I
entree?
like how
Are you
Doug
pizza
just
and
realized,
pizza?
oh, I did yell my wife's name in the house while she's in here.
be very Doug. Be very careful summoning your wife if she does not want to come hang out with you. It can get you into a load of trouble.
Yeah,
like
we're
there's
all
a
good.
story here.
We're all good. We're all good.
Yeah, it's called the Book
All right,
of
have we
Esther.
covered Super Bowl party menu to sufficiency? Do you guys feel like we're good to move on?
Yes.
All right, Kendrick Lamar halftime show and the Drake beef. What songs must be on Kendrick's?
Doug,
You
I
guys talk
need
about
you
that.
to answer this question.
Oh,
Yeah,
dang it.
Doug or Danny.
Yes,
Either
please.
of you.
I'm gonna work on the typesetting.
Okay, Danny, that leaves you. Danny, what song does he sing, and what is its name?
Danny, can you name any Kendrick?
Oh my gosh, I just got one. Off the top of my... You guys are going to laugh because this ties into Kansas City. Bad Blood by Taylor Swift featuring Kendrick Lamar.
Ooh,
Ooh,
twofer.
Okay.
What a pull. Caleb likes
we'll
that
go
song,
there,
so he
we'll
asked for it in the car.
Can you name any song that Kendrick Lamar is like the main artist on?
What was that one? He just won a Grammy for something.
He did
Not-
just win a
yes,
Grammy
he-
for something. 5 of them.
Did
None of
arguably write
us?
The best diss track in the history of rap music,
Is it-
and won a
alright,
Grammy
alright,
for it, and everyone in the Grammy audience was openly calling a famous rapper a pedophile. So
Certified.
Was it not
certified.
not one of us or
You
something
nailed
like
it.
that?
Not one of us.
You're close.
you nailed
No, I didn't.
Plays
Not
for
like
the
us.
Dolphins.
Not like us.
Not
Yep.
like us.
There you
Not like
go.
us.
There you
Yes,
go.
that's the position. They
Yeah.
play for the Dolphins.
Dan and I are a team.
I named the Taylor Swift song, and then we combined for another song.
So I'm going to just say right now, there's 3 topics in this section. I don't remember what the other 2 are.
Maybe we should get to them.
Yeah.
What songs do you feel like it should be in the set list? Let's
Well,
start there.
so Drake is not also playing at the halftime show, so it's going to be more of the Kendrick Lamar side of the argument. He probably
the Kendrick
won't.
Lamar halftime show.
He probably won't do his original diss track, which was called Euphoria, or the follow-up to that, which was called 616 in L.A., probably because they're a little bit too slower. Not Like Us is the one he just won 5 Grammys for. Everyone thinks he's going to play it. He just released an album a couple months ago where he has his newest hit song, which is kind of a sequel to Not Like Us, called TV Off. That will probably also make the set list. That is the most popular one right now, where he screams the word mustard. Maybe.
So
we talked about mustard.
I have a question for you. Does he have popular songs that he can't do because like network television's be like, no, we can't have you sing.
A lot of these diss songs, he calls a man a pedophile. So
if he sings a song Not Like Us, which he will, then I don't think that there are any other limitations, because he openly called the rapper Drake a pedophile in that song. So if he's willing to do that on national TV, I don't think there's any limitations. I do think you're going to get at least 1, maybe 2 songs from the Black Panther soundtrack, because it's very like maybe more culturally universal. Or maybe you don't know who Kendrick Lamar is.
Let me rephrase this
song, All the Stars.
Let me rephrase this question a little differently. Do you think he'll open with Humble? Does he go a little deeper with All Right? Like what's got to be here?
No, it's going to be. It's going to be.
I feel so forced. I have a better question.
Hello, guys. Do you also think that he will play Humble by Kendrick Lamar
from the year?
No. So here's my good prop bet. I actually think he plays the song Not Like Us more than once.
Which he did at his Amazon concert. Like, so he had a giant.
At his Amazon concert,
they played it
he did that
6
song
times.
For like 45 minutes. Yeah.
They played the same song 6 times.
Will he take a shot? Oh, that's terrible.
What?
Oh, jeez.
Will he take a shot at Drake during the performance?
Obviously, like he's gonna sing songs about them.
Okay. Last question then, on this topic.
Danny, what were you gonna ask?
I was gonna ask, similar to
that's
Doug's.
An easy answer.
What white country artist are they going to pair with him to be more universally like, oh, we want everybody to enjoy this?
Jelly Roll, absolutely.
But
no,
also,
but
who could we see?
Roll.
Oh, Jelly Roll! I didn't hear you say Jelly Roll. I just heard absolutely, and I was like,
oh no.
Okay,
no,
but
they're on the same
either Jelly Roll or Post Malone.
Well, I don't know about Post Malone, but Jelly Roll is on the same record label, like derivative record.
It just
label
makes too much
Interscope.
sense.
So like they're all owned through Universal, but like
Jelly Roll's thought about being a pastor.
I mean, a lot of these guys have thought about being a pastor. Let's see if they actually go ahead and do it. I don't know.
The answer
depends
to this
on what
question
denomination they want to go through to see how easy that's going to be.
So what will he bring? So the question now is, what's the most ridiculous halftime guest we can start? Will he? That would be Drake. That would be ridiculous. But will we see J. Cole? Will it be a Black Hippie reunion with Schoolboy Q?
Yeah, you're nailing it. Yeah.
Good work, Doug.
Doug, what do you think about the TDE label? Do you think he's going to leave the label for somewhere else, even after writing Duckworth, which of course you love?
All right. Doug's having the time of his life.
Doug, I can't get why Sam doesn't like these episodes.
Doug, I'm going to play us out of this segment. You almost guaranteed to hear that during the Super Bowl halftime.
It could be a Black Hippie reunion with Schoolboy Q and J-Rock. That's all I'm saying. All right. Weirdest.
Who does Schoolboy Q work for?
No idea. All right, weirdest real prop bets. Sean, I feel like this maybe is playing into your lane. What do you, of the real prop bets that someone could take advantage of on Super Bowl Sunday, what would you recommend for consideration? Like think of Micah. What should Micah be laying $1.50 down on?
So you're asking like what are the highest odds or the most fun?
What are the weirdest? I think it says it right there, Danny. I don't know how else to make it.
But then you explained it in a way that didn't say that.
Well, that's possible.
My
I'm
answer
not in
is
charge
kind
of the
of
podcast.
my answer is
Next
kind
year
of
we're getting a
abstract.
new host.
Yeah, Sam's
dare
hosting.
you?
My answer is kind of abstract, but like I have always been confused because you can get a prop bet for pretty much anything. There's some bookie out there who's going to do a prop bet for pretty much anything, and what I've always struggled with is things that are easily. You can find the answer.
Congrats, you found a font worse than Comic
before
Sans.
the bet is paid out. So, like, you can be near the stadium and listen to the national anthem the day before the game and know roughly how long the national anthem is going to be. You can see the people prepare the Gatorade that's going into the coolers to have a better option of what the Gatorade dump at the end of the game is going to be.
Purple.
So, like, to me, weird is you can tell the answer beforehand, but you still have the opportunity to bet on it. So that's kind of a cop out, but like that's always been odd to me.
Wow. All right, John, do you have anything to add?
So we discussed it prior to recording. Are we ready to get to the real meat of this segment here?
Fake prop bets you wish existed.
Okay, yeah, that too.
Next, what's the lock bet for the game?
Okay, so all of these things combined, as it were. Here's the deal. I have $50 in Hard Rock Bet that I cannot legally bet until I reach the Florida border. I'm going to do that in, less than 48 hours here.
Friday.
So the podcast collectively right now is going to put together a bet on Hard Rock Bet. The total winning odds need to be between plus 400 to plus 500. Because if we take all $50 and we put it into a plus 400 to plus 500 bet, it will pay out enough to host the podcast and the descript stuff and all the stuff we use in the background. It will pay out enough to cover next year's fees. So we can get next year for free if we make this bet together.
So we'd be sponsored by Hard Rock Bet?
No, we'd be sponsored by us because we would earn this. They didn't give it to us. We earned it.
That's an interesting use of the word earn.
We bet it and hoped. What's
right, John,
the word?
do you have a proposed bet for us to make collectively as a podcast?
It obviously needs to be some sort of parlay.
So it does and it doesn't. A parlay would probably make it so that you could put a couple different things together. SGP, there is same game parlay. So those will be the ones that are kind of workable in our system here.
I think a parlay would be more fun. I'll rephrase.
I do think it would be more fun. I do think the Chiefs to win by 7 to 12 points is plus 500, and that's kind of tasty. Just saying. But we could build a parlay together.
Do you think the Chiefs are going to win?
I don't know. Which is why I think we could build a parlay that doesn't affect the winning team, but still takes from different things we think is going to happen. For instance, Doug, if you go to player props and you go down to...
Can for the sake of the audience, can you / me explain what is a parlay compared to regular betting and what makes it more fun?
And can you only speak now in Kendrick Lamar song title?
Verse.
Like when Doug asks you a question, you can be like, "Bitch, don't kill my vibe."
Yeah.
All right.
Keep it real. Keep it real, my knee.
John, how do you feel about Drake?
Pull that back.
I'm about to hit the theme song for the podcast here. I guess we're not going public on YouTube anymore.
It's all good.
John, do you want to answer this or do you want me?
With Kendrick Lamar song titles, I could probably not do that.
I was just messing around with that.
So, anytime touchdown is a really popular one. Do we think Saquon Barkley is going to score a rushing touchdown or receiving touchdown in this game? Probably. I think he's a good add to...
Hold on. Real quick. Doug.
John, do you want to do this or me? Okay, I'll do it.
Well,
okay, hold on.
No. What I was asking is if you wanted to answer Doug's question, and then you skip past it. Doug, a parlay is whenever you combine multiple individual bets, so you don't win unless all of those bets happen collectively. But you're compensated for that increased risk, meaning that instead of each individual bet being minus 130, so bet $130 to win $100, you might get all the way up to plus 400 or plus 500, depending on how many of those you stack. So bet $100 to win $400, bet $100 to win $500. The idea is you're betting on multiple things happening as opposed to just one.
Well said.
Sean talking?
No.
Excellent. Okay, thank you, Sean. That was informative and helpful.
All right, John. I agree with you. Saquon.
Saquon, anytime touchdown.
I think Saquon, anytime touchdown. I think it's very likely. So I'd say scroll down to the Eagles section there. Let's add Saquon to our list. So we're just going to keep that rolling here. Let's
do you put the $50 in there now, or do you have to wait till you add more to it?
So we're just going to hold. We're just going to hold because we're going to do a parlay. So we're going to go scroll all the way up. Let's let's minimize the anytime touchdown screen there. Let's think about this though. Scroll down here. Who's going to have more passing yards? I think Mahomes is going to have more yards. Do we think either
I think
one
so
of
too,
these
but
guys,
I think it could easily be 50-50 depending on how the game plays out.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
they're tough to nail down a number of yards. So let's not worry about that, right? It's not
Actually,
easy
kind of
enough.
like the Mahomes under.
But what happens if they get down and he has to chuck it, right? So let's hold off on that. Let's minimize that.
It hasn't been a big yardage year for Mahomes. Just to Sean's point.
It has not. It has not. So scroll down just a little bit more there. You see where it says alternate player props?
Yep.
So, how many receptions does Travis Kelce need to break the Jerry Rice record? 3. So, to record 4+ receptions, what is Travis Kelce on there? Minus 850. I mean, that's a gimme in the betting world. Let's add it to the list, right? So we're trying to parlay things that seem really easily possible. All right, so let's shrink that down.
Low-hanging fruit, if you will.
And I would.
But
So
hold on. Do me a favor, Doug. Open that back up and get rid of that bet.
John,
Just like unclick the blue line, or you can do the minus.
Oh, whoops, crap. All right, whatever. Guys, look.
I say that because I'm pretty sure, John. I don't think that increased the points of the bet at all. Oh yeah, it did. It went to minus 160.
okay. So
Yeah. So keep it in.
good talk, everybody. So if you could scroll down a little bit there. Keep going down. So I'm throwing out things here. I'm trying to get the vibe of if we think this is like, oh yeah.
I'm just curious. Get longest reception for
go
Xavier
to rushing
Worthy.
yards.
So okay.
I'm at the footer.
Yes, you sure are. Go up, Doug. Please and thank you.
How much
So-
is in that pint glass?
Not too much or not enough. So go up a little bit there.
It's pretty much all alcohol.
There is a first half anytime touchdown.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm not willing to say that for sure Kareem Hunt's going to get a rushing touchdown in the game. But if you go down to Philadelphia, we haven't done this guy yet, and I think it's pretty obvious there's going to be a tush push. Give me Jalen Hurts first half to score a rushing touchdown. Or receiving, but probably not receiving.
But throwing doesn't count. Passing doesn't count. It's
Correct.
Correct.
So it's only if he gets a rushing touchdown, really. 'cause
So
he's not gonna
look
get
at that number, boys.
Here, John. Look, Sean. Look how it changes. It's minus 160 plus 400.
So look at that number. We're
that
at
means.
plus 400. Okay.
Is that good? Is that good?
Jalen Hurts has to get a touchdown in the first half rushing. Saquon has to score at all, and Travis Kelce needs to get 4 catches.
I don't love the Jalen Hurts.
But that's what's going to make us the money, Danny.
Yeah, how much
But I think it's
wager?
worth seeing at least what some of the other bets are.
Okay,
see
fine.
if
I've
we
got-
can
I've
get it.
got
What
one more.
Go to rushing yards. What's the over under rushing yards for Saquon?
alternate rushing yards.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to lower the number of total yards there over and under to try to get you. So it's not alternate, so minimize that. So it's
keep
just
going up.
it's just total rushing yards.
There you go.
No, it's all passing up there. So I'm gonna give you one more bet here. If you could go all the way up to where it says game specials on the headers. Here's my thinking. Philadelphia wins the first half. Kansas City wins the game. First half winner, game winner parlay. Eagles, Chiefs plus 550. That bet alone would win us.
Unable. Look at this. Conflicting.
They won't stack the Eagles Chiefs first half parlay with the other ones. So my thought is, we take all of our cash and put it on the Jalen Hurts first half rushing touchdown plus Saquon anytime plus Travis Kelce 4 catches, or Eagles to win the first half, Chiefs to win the game. Eagles to win the first half, Chiefs to win the game pays out more, and we just need that to happen. I think Philadelphia can get up early. I think the Chiefs win close games. I think the Chiefs going for the three-peat is just a better bet. You don't want to bet against Mahomes in close games. Vegas says it's going to be close, and Vegas says they're favored to win. We should bet $50 on the plus 550 Eagles-Chiefs first half end of game line, and we should do this podcast for free next year. What say you?
So you think that the Eagles are going to score all 5 of their points in the first half?
And exactly. The 5 points comes early, and then the 14 for the Chiefs. And by halftime, we know if this busted, and we can get back in again for more money.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, Doug, do me a favor. Uncheck this Eagles-Chiefs first half and winner. Now click halves to the rated game specials. And go down to first half winner. And select the Eagles.
Yeah, they won't let you put the half winners
Got
with
it.
the
That's weird because it shows that same game parlay too.
Yeah, no, they won't let you.
Yeah, odd.
So I mean, boys, I'm willing to listen to your suggestions here. We could just say whoever's going to win. We can try to do an alternate line if you think one team's definitely going to win or not. We could try to bet by quarter and just put $5 on a whole bunch of stuff.
So you're saying kill all 3 of these and just go here?
Unless you've got a better idea, I'm all ears.
I got no ideas.
I'm getting that.
I'll just make the PowerPoints, boys.
I literally, you said Microsoft does that.
What is the game line? I'm just curious. I haven't looked at it.
1.5, I believe. 1 down to 1.
Wow. I say that not knowing what I mean when I say wow.
Well, can you add just the Chiefs winning as to the prop bet? Like not the half thing, but
yes, you can. Oh, sorry, I did Eagles, but oh, dang it! All right, forget it. What did I lose? Jalen Hurts,
Travis Kelce, 4+ receptions.
Yeah. I don't make this website.
I mean, I like the way these odds are stacking.
I mean, plus 1100.
We
For a
put
close
$50
game?
in?
Yeah,
Now,
we put $50
John, let me
in.
run this by you. If you do 25 and 25 on 2 different plus 1100 bets.
Wait a minute. Who's funding this?
It's already in my Hard Rock Bet account. That's the whole point.
Oh,
Mostly
gotcha.
me.
I was gonna say,
Me
like, is
funding
everyone
this.
chipping
That's
in
the best part.
$1?
Yes, everyone's also doing that now, but I get the winnings.
So if everyone chips in $1, we got 12 players, right? How much do you need to fund the podcast for a year?
Roughly $288.
So what if everybody chips in 2? Look at that.
Or hear me out.
John
we
has
put
$50.
We put 50 on the 4-bet parlay. Look, the toughest thing to happen here is the Jalen Hurts first half rushing touchdown.
Yeah. Well, so what happens if you take away the Jalen Hurts first half rushing touchdown? What's that leave us at?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how to get it back.
We could walk you through it.
See, look at that.
Oh, it's
look
only
at
plus
those
230.
numbers.
Not enough.
That's only 230. Yeah.
It's not enough.
Dentist favorite time.
Where was it? Somewhere.
So
230.
yeah, I got it. Thank you.
First
So
half, anytime touchdowns.
something to think about here. These odds will all change by Sunday too. So we need to lock in, boys, if we're gonna make this happen.
I do like that the idea of this not working in the first half, like because Jalen could mess us up in the first half, we could still get back in for the second half.
We could see now you're talking like a real degenerate.
Hang on, just to be clear, we're just talking about your money, John?
Yes, John has $50 sitting in a Hard Rock Bet account.
I'm in.
There we go. All right.
I'm willing to
Count
chip
me
in,
for double.
but I do like that 3 of these could hit before the half theoretically.
Absolutely.
And then you cash out.
No, well, you need the Chiefs to win, but if Jalen Hurts doesn't get the first half touchdown, we can still come up with a fun parlay.
No,
for the second
then
half.
you need the Chiefs to win, but then you take 50 and then you bet the Eagles outright to win so you can hedge. You just got to hedge.
Oh my gosh. This is how people end up broke, destitute, and selling their bodies for money.
Because they're not hedging.
Yeah. What if we take it? What happens if we take out the Chiefs? You still have enough to pay for a year of podcasting.
Almost a year of podcasting.
All right, fair enough.
It's more fun.
That's where your bet comes in, Doug.
See, isn't gambling fun, guys?
Does it?
Danny, is there any scripture about gambling that we should consider here?
One thing that I might recommend throwing in here just to see what it does. If you go, Doug, go to player props.
Gladly.
And go rushing yards.
Did I go past it?
Oh, the Saquon Barkley lead in rushing
down.
yards? Yeah.
No, I would say Patrick Mahomes under in rushing yards. His over-under right now is set at 31.
Oh, I take the over. I've seen rushing attempts
yards.
from Mahomes. Over is a popular one.
Here we go. We got rushing yards. What do you got? Sean?
What happens if you add the under for Mahomes?
Get a grand.
There we go. Now you're up to 1,050. What's that change your odds to?
Scroll up a little bit on the right hand
You're
side.
at 1,100. What's that? 1,500?
2,000.
Wait. So the Jalen Hurts anytime first half touchdown,
Placing
Saquon anytime touchdown, and Chiefs -1 is wins $600. So take away the Patrick Mahomes rushing yards, take away Travis Kelce. So if you take Chiefs to win and do Chiefs -1, which is the spread, it'll bump that 500 up to 600.
Is that not what we already have?
Oh,
No,
because
you
they're not going to win by half.
win.
They're not going to win by half a point anyway. So why not do that?
Because one
Yeah.
would be a push, and so you get your money back, but you wouldn't win. But you couldn't lose. So if the Chiefs do win, so you could get 600 there for $50 if you do Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown in the first half or receiving, Saquon anytime touchdown, and the Chiefs still win the game.
So Doug, close out the Chiefs to win, and go back to the top.
Oh, I see what Sean's saying. Let's take the Eagles to win and bet 25 and see what that pays out, and then we'll do a Chiefs ticket.
Yes.
And then what is the
Yeah, because that's plus
What
400.
what is
and then if
25,
you did,
Doug?
What?
wager 25?
It's going to be 125.
Yeah, so I mean that's halfway there, right? So if we bet
Living
that
on a
and we
prayer.
bet the other one and both teams win and everyone has a good time, we could be in the money, guys.
Can I mention my fake prop bet that I wish was a thing?
Please.
How many times a color commentator or ref will make some sort of innuendo, like exploiting the hole, giving them the business?
Ooh,
Like-
that's a
big
tough one to
gaping hole.
track. That's a
Oh.
tough one to track. Ooh. What a night that would be. Doug, maybe let's bring us back to the PowerPoint.
I feel like we didn't really cover this super good. Danny, now that you said it, I want to say, will an announcer say this guy just wins football games? That's my prop bet.
Who are the announcers for the Super Bowl?
Your mom. I believe Tom
Joe Buck,
Brady
Troy
is one
Aikman?
of them because there was a big thing about how the Brady rules were suspended for the Super Bowl in part, since he's an owner. and a
Tom Brady
broadcaster.
color commentary. Is it Troy Burkhart for play-by-play?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Do we all share a fake prop bet? I share my fake prop bet.
I shared mine.
You just did.
Yeah, no, we all
Sean?
did. Let's just
Sean?
wrap this
Okay,
up.
good.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Play
All
the
right.
outro.
On to the next segment. The worst thing someone can do at a Super Bowl party.
Oh, throw up?
Okay.
Murder.
Murder.
Whoa, did you say murder?
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. Murder. There was murder in there.
Good
call.
point. Good point.
All right. Debate. Is it acceptable to leave before the fourth quarter, Danny? I'm looking at you.
Yes, it is. Because life and kids and all sorts of stuff. And Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl.
I want to go on the record that I had grouped each of these sections together with similar designs, but then John at the last minute made me make this presentation 16 by 9, and that's why they're all different.
You're welcome.
I'm going to say that it is socially acceptable to be the first person to leave before the fourth quarter.
Sounds like
It
you're
is not
justifying
acceptable to be the second person to leave.
That's ridiculous.
I think it depends on so much. Like, what if the score is like 28-3 or something? Like, you're not going to stick around for that.
What are some food-related crimes and getting rid of the suggestions? Mute him, John. Mute him.
Bringing vegetables.
Ooh, bringing. I'm gonna say I appreciate a good vegetable in the mix of all the dairy, fat, and protein. Sometimes you want a carrot or a celery. So that other people
take it and leave more dairy, fat, and protein for you. I agree.
I mean, sometimes you're like, gosh, I've had 17 wings. I should probably have a celery stalk.
18th. Okay, yeah, sure.
Now 18. I wasn't even looking, and now it's 18.
I've had 18 wings. I should probably have some celery. Ooh, pizza and buffalo
what
chicken.
What if I put celery on the pizza? Last question in the Super Bowl party since
that's awesome.
Being a fantasy. This is a terrible. I gotta find. There's gotta be. Come on, Carl. Help me out.
Doug, please, can we finish? Please.
Here we go.
Please.
Danny, what's worse?
I can't even read any of this.
What's worse, being a bad fantasy league commissioner or being a bad Super Bowl party host? What's
editing
worse?
A PowerPoint presentation during the presentation.
While showing it.
Sam's gonna love this episode.
Oh my god!
Please go to the last slide. I see it. It's 17 of 18. We almost made it.
Closing thoughts and predictions, gentlemen. Hot takes? Anything left? This has been the Samson the Jawbones Fantasy Super Bowl preview podcast, brought to you by ChatGPT.
You needed to sigh during the name.
I'm tired of myself.
Mazel tov. How about